is to get a sense of Colleen, who will be applying this client evaluation tool to. Okay, tell me about Colleen's vision impairment, bit of the history and stuff.
Okay, I believe that she was born with a mild vision impairment, or pretty close to birth, that she was vision impaired. So she's lived with vision impairment most of her life.
Okay, and how is she as a traveller? Is she an easy breezy sort of person?
No, she's quite an anxious lady. Her skills are actually really good. She's got really good orientation and great long cane skills, but she doubts herself and she lacks confidence.
Right.
So she could probably learn a route in one session and know it, kind of in her mind, but she really dwells on the negatives and worries and is someone that just needs a lot of repetition to before she will actually attempt it independently.
Is there anything else about Colleen that might be useful before we begin this process?
No, I think that kind of sums it up, really.
Okay, brilliant. Nicola, thank you. Let's go and see Colleen.
Okay, sounds good.
Good.
I've talked a bit with Desiree, Colleen, about a little bit about your background in terms of the mobility you've received, and I've talked a bit with her about the routes that you've learned with me, which has mainly been to Macquarie Centre. But can you tell us a bit about what route you want to learn next? What is it that we're going to work on next?
I really want to learn how to get to Chatswood.
Yeah. And why is Chatswood important to you?
I have a mailbox there.
Yeah, you've got a
so I can get
there.
my mail.
Yeah. And what's the other? I remember you saying to me that it kind of felt, I don't know, quite significant for you because you've had quite a bit of history in Chatswood. Is that right? Like
Yeah, I used to spend every day in Chatswood.
Yeah. How well do you know it, Chatswood itself? It's a big question because it's a big place.
Well, I didn't grow up in Sydney, so I don't know it all that well, but it was just, from the station down to the mall and the shops and area, I sort of knew that. I was there every day, so it's very familiar,
general
although
feel
a lot of it's changed.
And what we're going to do is learn the route from the drop-off bus stop at Chatswood to the medical centre in Chatswood. And you've never done that independently, have you?
No.
Previously?
No.
And it's all, I guess, is this all new to you as well?
Yeah, the way it is now, it wasn't like that before, so...
Okay. So good, so that's what we're focusing on. Going to go through this route for the first time, this travel route that we're learning, and I'm just going to guide you through it. So I'm not going to worry too much about landmarks and things like that today. I'm just going to give you a general overview of the way you need to go to get to the medical centre. We'll take it from this point here. So I'm just going to guide you through the route and we're going to start now. So we're going to walk forward until we get to... Now that's an automatic forward. Keep walking straight ahead and you'll use your mini guide to find that. We'll take direction with that and then you'll do the same thing with your mini guide. You'll find the next one, same thing. And you'll find this wall on the right way. So you've got 3 flights of stairs and about 8 or 9 steps. So go around the bend, we'll find that with your cane. Okay. And it's a little bit narrow, so just hop in behind me. You know where the TAP is. Then we go around to the left, and here so you've got rails on both sides. The door opens, come in behind me, Colleen. So Colleen, we've had our first orientation session from the bus stop to the medical centre, and now I just need to go through the questions on the personal wellbeing index with you, if that's all right. Okay. So I'm now going to ask how satisfied you feel on a scale from 0 to 10, On this scale, 0 means you feel completely dissatisfied, 10 means you feel completely satisfied, and the middle of the scale is 5, which means you feel neutral, that is neither satisfied nor dissatisfied. Would you like me to go over this again for you?
No.
Okay, in that case, I'll start by asking how satisfied you are with life. So, how satisfied are you with your standard of living?
8.
How satisfied are you with your health?
8.
How satisfied are you with what you're achieving in life?
Probably 7.
How satisfied are you with your personal relationships? She laughs.
5.
Thanks, Colleen. That's the end of the questions. Thank you.
So now you need to fill in the pre-assessment form. Fabulous. So if we look at page 2 and look at safe travel, and we're scoring just on the session you did today, where do you believe Colleen rated on the safe travel?
I would mark her as needs total assistance for safe travel. She's someone who gets very nervous about new travel routes, so she definitely wasn't confident at all with the route today before we went through it.
So she needed total assistance, so that means she needed
physical prompting.
Right.
Yeah, she needed verbal prompting.
Right.
Yeah, she needed to know the whole gamut.
Right.
Yeah, of the route today.
Okay. All right. And if we look at level of confidence, where do you believe she was on that scale?
Yeah, again, I'd say probably the lowest level. So I'd say no confidence. She really didn't. She probably would know what street she was on at the start, but apart from that, she wouldn't really know where to go to get to the medical centre at all.
Right.
Yeah. Prior to any orientation and instruction.
And she's not a person that would be likely to wing away and say, I think it's in this direction.
No. She's definitely someone who likes to know exact landmarks and exact instruction.
Right.
Yeah, likes to know a lot of information.
Yeah. And on page 3, in terms of community access, if we look at, judge the level of instruction that she needed today, what would you rate her on the scale?
Yeah, I would rate her as needing extensive instruction. She likes, today she was asking about, lots more information than I would probably normally provide in an initial orientation session. So she was asking for a bit more information about landmarks, about what would happen if she missed a particular landmark.
Right.
So I would rate her as needing extensive instruction on that route.
All right. How would you rate the environmental complexity just of this section that you're working on at the moment?
Yep. So I would rate it, even though she's not actually crossing a road, there is actually a road next to us when we're starting the route, and she might be affected by the traffic noise, so I would rate it the number 5 environmental complexity. It isn't moving faster than jogging pace, and it's managed or moderated in such a way that the safe time to move between traffic is distinctly evident.
Right.
So I'd give that a 5.
Yep. All right, terrific. What about client complexity? Does she have a learning impairment at all?
No, she doesn't.
No? Any problems with memory or problem solving?
No.
No? And communication difficulties?
No.
No. So her rating then is?
0.
0. And her level of vision impairment?
She's totally blind. Yeah, functionally, she's totally blind. She does say she has a little bit of light perception, but she says she doesn't utilise it for orientation purposes.
Right.
So yeah, I would rate her as blind.
Okay, that's it. The next step is in a few weeks we'll refilm after you've trained. You'll have a number of training sessions. Yep. And then we'll refilm and see where she's at. you've had the final session with Colleen, and we need to, of course, rate the tool on just that session that you observed today.
Yep.
How did she go?
I've ticked that she's able to travel with no supervision because she did it totally independently today, no prompting at all. So I was very impressed with her today.
Fantastic. How many sessions did she have?
So between the last filming and today, she's only had, that was her third.
Really?
So she's had 2.
Wow.
And that was her third go at it. So she learnt that really quickly.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And her level of confidence?
I'd say reasonably confident. I wouldn't say very confident. Just because I know that she's someone who kind of likes to really go over it and over it and over it until she gets super confident. So she's almost there.
And the extent of instruction she needed today?
No, she didn't need any. She did it all independently.
Fantastic. And environmental complexity?
Still the same. Still, I rated it as a 5. Nothing's changed there.
And during the time that you were training with her, did she have any additional client complexities or impairments?
No,
acquired?
nothing's changed. So I still rate her client complexity as a 0.
Okay, all right. And vision impairment?
Still the same. Totally blind.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you, Nicola.